everybody, it is Louisa and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top tips for how to do well in exams and how to revise. Basically, I've got my end of year 10 exams in like a week and a half when I'm filming this, and I thought that I'd help you guys out because I know a lot of you will have your GCSEs coming up and like any end of year exams in like year 7, 8, 9 and 10. Even A-level exams you might have coming up. So I thought that I'd give you guys my top tips to hopefully help you guys out. Hopefully everyone watching this can bring something away from this video to help with their revision. I wish you guys all the best of luck in your exams if you do have some coming up. Also, I just thought I'd quickly mention that I am now an ambassador for a company called My Student Events. The company basically gives really helpful tips and tricks for teenagers at school. I'm now an ambassador for them, so therefore I will be featuring in some of their videos on their YouTube channel to try and help students out. I'll link their channel down below, so it would mean a lot if you could go subscribe to them, as I will be featuring in some of their YouTube videos coming up, and it will also give you guys some extra tips for your exams and just school in general. Also, I just quickly want to give a quick shout out to my friend Annabelle Cole. Basically, she's an amazing singer and she has a YouTube channel, and it would mean the world to her and me if you could go and subscribe to her. So I'll leave the link to her channel and her Instagram in the description box, and I'm sure you guys will love her videos very much. But yeah, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. So I've just written a list of tips on my phone, so I'm just going to go through them. I have 10 different things that I'm going to mention. So the first way in which I revise, which I found the most helpful, I know everyone's going to have heard of this way to revise, but this is literally the most effective way that I've found to revise, and that is by using flashcards. I have flashcards for all my different subjects at school. So for example, here are my geography flashcards. I still need to make a lot more for my exams, and my exams are in like a week. But anyway, here are my geography flashcards. So my geography teacher gave me a little I don't know what you call it, booklet. It's not a booklet, sheets basically of the things which are going to come up on my end of year exam. Under each little topic there are questions. For example, what is an ecosystem? Basically for each question I've made a flashcard on so I put the question on one side and put the answer on the other. Yeah, it would be really helpful if your teachers do make you checklists of what's going to come on your exam. Obviously they're not going to make a list of the questions to put on these flashcards for your GCSEs because there is a lot, but for end of year exams, so if you're in year 10 or under, your teacher might be helpful and make a little revision checklist. And I literally have only got up to the second page and I've already got this many flashcards. It doesn't even look like that many on camera, but it is a lot of flashcards for 2 pages. I just find flashcards really helpful because you can just keep looking at them and eventually you'll get the answer right. Also, make sure to use highlighters and different coloured pens and stuff. It will also help you remember the things that you need to know. You can buy flashcards from anywhere really, but I would recommend to get them from Home Bargains because they're really cheap. Okay, so the next tip isn't really a tip, but it's a way in which I revise. So it's to use CGP revision guides. So I actually got given these for free by my school, but I'm pretty sure you can just buy them on Amazon and eBay and stuff. But they're the CGP AQA revision guides. These are just my science ones because I do triple science, so I've just got my chemistry one, I've got my biology one, and I've got my physics one. These are actually quite thick, there's a lot of stuff that we need to know for GCSEs. Don't know why I'm tapping this like that. Basically, I get my revision checklist that some of my teachers make for me. So in biology, we've got a checklist of all the different topics, and then next to the topics, they say what page we need to look in this book. So once you find the topic, let's say we're doing diffusion, I just condense the notes down and write what I need to know for my exam. I just write it down on a piece of paper, and I make flashcards of some of the key things that I need to know on these pages. Okay, so the next way which I find one of the most effective is to watch YouTube videos on different topics in your subject. The best person I've found is Primrose Kitten. I'll obviously link her channel down below. She makes such good revision videos, and she does whole in-depth videos on what's going to be in exams, and for example chemistry paper 1, she does a whole video on what's going to be in the exam. So it's really good to watch it a few days before your exam to check that you know everything that's going to be on it. Her videos are just so helpful, and she's just so inspiring. Also for science, I use the YouTube channel Free Science Lessons. I don't use that channel as much as Primrose Kitten. But free science lesson is also really good if you just don't really understand something. Sometimes it's a lot easier to like learn something on video because it's easier to like visualize. I'll link free science lessons down below, but literally just type into YouTube like what you want to know, especially for science. Just type into YouTube like, I don't know, cells, and there'll be loads of videos on cells. And the next way which I use to not really revise but like help me if I don't understand anything is to go to extra help sessions at lunch. So at the moment I've been going to the geography help like session at lunch, and it's really helpful because like 7 people that went. Basically you can just tell the teacher whatever you're struggling with and they can go through it again in more detail. I know my school does like chemistry ones and biology ones. I don't know, it depends on your school, like some schools might not do it, but I'm sure all schools will like let you go back at lunch to like go through something that you don't understand. Just literally ask a teacher or email them, because that's what teachers are there for. They're there to help you. Don't be scared to like go at lunch because that's their job, you know what I mean? Like they're there to teach you. Okay, so the next tip is a bit random, but basically my geography teacher like taught me a method of how to learn something for life. The first thing you need to do is learn, like whatever it is, you just have to learn it off by heart. So yeah, just use flashcards or do whatever method you find easiest to revise, and then you have to revise it after 5 minutes, and then you have to revise it after an hour, then you have to revise it after a day, and then you have to revise it after a week, then you have to revise it after a month, and then revise it after 3 months, and you'll know it off by heart for the rest of your life. I know it sounds a bit strange, but my teacher promised me that it would work. Okay, I'm not going to do this for my year 10 exams because I literally, yes, year 10 exams are important, but like they're nowhere near as important as like GCSEs. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's a tip that my teacher gave me. And the next way to revise is to use mind maps. So I have one here. This is one that I did ages ago. It's really bad. I don't know why I'm showing you this, but it's on acids and bases in chemistry. It's so messy, like, yeah. Mind maps are just a really like visual way to revise, because once you've written it down, you don't have to do much work, you just have to look at it. So it's not a lazy way because it takes a long time to do it, but like once you've done it, you don't necessarily have to do much after it other than read it. If you'd like me to do a separate video on how to do mind maps, then let me know down below, but definitely use highlighters and different coloured pens. The next way to revise is using the website Quizlet. I'll link Quizlet down below, but I don't really know how to describe it, but it's basically just a really like good website to revise because there's like online flashcards and like games to like learn stuff. I use it for like equations, so just type into Quizlet like GCSE AQA physics equations and use the like online flashcards and different activities to learn the equations, and it's really helpful. Also, if you do a language, you can learn vocab really easily on the website. Just type in like French colours or something and you can learn the colours really easily. And my next tip is to have a separate revision file. So I've got this one from Pound World. Pound World's actually shut down, which is really sad, but I got it for 50p when it was shutting down in the sale. Wow, what a bargain. I have these file dividers. They're the ones where like there's numbers and then you like write the subject and then like go to where the number in the like divider. You can't actually see because I've written them in pencil, but number 4 is geography. So you go to number 4 on here, and then I've got my revision checklist, and then I've got different notes that I've made. I don't know, I just think a revision file is an essential for revising so that all your notes are separate from your other files for subjects. And my next tip is to take 5-minute breaks every 30 to 40 minutes. Basically, if you revise for like hours at a time, the information just doesn't go in as well, you get bored. So taking regular breaks is really important, and it just makes you more focused for when you actually revise because you feel refreshed and ready to revise. Also, make sure to like turn your phone off when you revise, lock it away, because I get so distracted by my phone. Like a boy Snapchatting me when I'm revising, just can't focus on my revision. So just lock it away so that you can't see who's Snapchatting you, because it won't put you off. So my last tip for revision and how to do well in exams and all that stuff is to get past papers. Past papers are such a good way to revise because you can either like do them before you've started revising to see like where your weak points are. If you do a paper before you start revising and then mark it and see like what you've got wrong, you can just focus your revision on that topic. Here I've got a breathing and respiration one for biology. I got this from school. Some schools probably give them to you, but you can print them off online really easily. I don't know, it's just really helpful doing like actual questions. It's fine learning the information, but you're not gonna get good marks if you don't like know the style of the questions, because AQA literally use like really similar questions every year. So if you do loads and loads of past papers, it's just going to drill into your mind like the type of questions that are going to crop up. I'm literally so out of breath because I've been filming for like an hour because this has taken so long and I feel like I don't explain anything properly, but hope you enjoyed it anyway. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and make sure to subscribe to my student events and Annabelle Cole down below, and I'll see you guys all next week for a new video. Bye!